Hi, I'm Amanda,
And I'm Haley.
and today is April Fool's Day, which means it's time to be a little bit silly. Haley and I have been digging around in SAM.gov and USA Spending to find what we will call unique things that the government buys. These are the unexpected, poorly categorized, and just all around surprising things that the federal government has spent money on. To kick things off, let's start with a professional sports league marketing sponsorship. You heard that right. In fiscal year 2021, Customs and Border Patrol awarded a $17 million contract to the Association of Professional Bull Riders for a sports league marketing sponsorship. So this included things like putting the CBP logo on their replay footage. Fun fact about this procurement, they used oral presentations to do it. They were the exclusive federal law enforcement sponsor at all events in fiscal year 2021. And like I said, had their branding all over the place related to pro bull riding. Offers also submitted past performance in the preceding 3 years. We're really curious to see what past performance looks like in something like a professional sports league marketing sponsorship.
Oh, yeah. The next one we have is ultra high temperature milk or UHT milk. And despite its odd name, this is actually a real thing. And it's a commonly purchased item purchased by DoD. This particular contract was from 2016, bought by DLA Troop Support. It was valued at $3 million. And this ultra high temperature milk goes into unitized group rations or UGRs, which are the meals that military personnel eat when they're off around the world doing their operations. So this process is basically similar to canning something where you rapidly heat the milk up and then you cool it down and then you like can it and jar it, seal it up. So that kills any microorganisms. So you don't have to refrigerate the milk before you can like open it and drink it. So it's really good for that. And then it comes in different flavors too, which I thought was very cool. The DLA's bought vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, banana, low fat, 1%, all different kinds of this ultra high temperature milk, which
Haley, I'm
so
curious to know how refreshing this is.
I'm curious as well. I saw that it doesn't taste that different. It's just room temperature, but you can also chill it before you open it. So maybe that'll be in Whole Foods one day.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
More things they buy. Books, books, so many books. And not just the kinds of books that you're thinking of, but a lot of different books. Everything we have listed here was a procurement of at least $10,000, which will buy you a lot of books. The Army bought a whole bunch of copies of the 5 love languages. The Department of State spends a lot of money on books, including Barack Obama's Dreams from My Father, a series of undescribed coffee table books, as well as books for a Nigerian law school. The Bureau of Prisons purchased books for a horticulture and dog training course. Haley and I are a little unsure why those things are paired together,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, that's
little
one
do we
book,
know.
not yeah.
Yes, Haley's right. This is a single book that they purchased for this course. So we're not sure why those things are paired, but they are. And finally, the Department of Homeland Security bought a series of safari books. I'm not sure what DHS is doing related to safaris, but they do have books to inform it.
Mhm. Another one is used luggage. This one is not surprisingly TSA, $4 million. This was a small business set aside BPA, very interesting, to acquire used luggage and then also the contents of typical luggage. So, like clothing, toiletries, like little shampoo bottles, everything like that. Um, and then they place them in such huge quantities, these orders. Like the largest order in fiscal year 19 was for 4,290 pieces of luggage. Most of them hover around like 2,000 pieces at a time, and you can't reuse them. So these are new luggages, new clothes every single time. We have no idea where you get that much luggage and then all of the items to fill it with. But we do know that TSA uses it for different teams, like its National Explosive Detection Canine Team program. So, you know, the little like explosive sniffing dogs when you walk through the airport. So they can practice, test, and train their different employees, both human and canine.
Haley, I still want to know why we can't reuse the used luggage.
I have no idea. Did we give it to another airport? Reuse that? No.
More fun things. Baby milk cows. Just imagine how cute
Oh.
all of these little baby milk cows are. This is from the current fiscal year. It was purchased by the Department of Agriculture for $20,000 worth of baby Holstein cows. If you're not familiar with farming and cattle ranching, Holstein cows are the white and black spotted cows that you've seen and all of the milk carton commercials. There is a NAICS code for this. So this NAICS code is 112111, beef cattle ranching and farming. Even better, you may have noticed in the past we have covered simplified acquisition procedures. This was an SAP purchase.
I love that. Love the little baby cows. Another animal one. This one has a weird title, but again, I promise it makes sense. Canine assisted spiritual care. In other words, emotional support animals, basically. I don't know how they came up with that fun, elaborate title, but this contract that the VA healthcare system bought again this year did require a master's level training in spiritual direction. I'm not sure where you got that certification. It sounds very cool. And the dogs are actually called canine therapy units, which is super cute. And this PSC code that was assigned to this was for social chaplain, which was a new one for me. I don't know about you, Amanda. But
I can't say I've seen anything in that PSC code before. And don't forget, Haley, this is still in RFI phase. So if you happen to be able to provide canine assisted spiritual care, this opportunity is for you.
This is active, yeah.
Now, this one is not so much about what they bought, but how they classified it. So if we go all the way back to fiscal year 2014, the Department of State awarded $20,000 to Mortec Manufacturing for autopsy supplies dash forensic. I'm not sure what the differentiation is there. You might be thinking, why is this weird? It's not about what they bought. It's about how it shows up in the data. So the NAICS code for this purchase is 111219, other vegetable except potato and melon farming. So if you pull the Department of State data for fiscal year 2014, there will be $20,000 attributed to melon farming in the form of autopsy supplies.
Right? We always talk about the human element and data caveats. This was a human being who probably just made a typo. And this is why you have to pay attention to things when you're looking at data in government contracting.
It is at the very least a very entertaining typo.
Absolutely. Another fun one we have, Northrop Grumman. This was announced this week, or I guess last week when we were recording it, as part of the 10-year Lunar Architecture Capability Study, or Luna 10, whose main goal is to establish an economy of commercial services on the moon by 2035, which I feel like is a lot closer than we think, to essentially build a railway on the moon as part of this contract. This is not Northrop actually going to the moon and building that currently right now. They're just in the planning phase, going to figure out like the required resources, cost estimates, the risks, and then develop some prototypes to do that, and like in the hopes to do this one day. But it was presented as railway on the moon, which just sounds so crazy and, haha, pun intended, out of this world. But building a new home on the moon does require crazy infrastructure like this that you wouldn't think of because we're starting from scratch. You're going to need a railroad system and mines and power plants and factories. And we've already decided that railways have been noted as a viable mode of transportation because of its resistance to the moon dust, which apparently will like damage your spacesuits very easily. And then having a railway system will also limit the surface impact that humans will make on the moon, you know, like moon buggies, because there's no like rain or real atmosphere up there. And so if you like the footprints on the moon, they stay there forever. So I guess the less impact, the better. So railways have already been decided that they're going to be good for that. And then one more little fun fact about this. Theoretically, one day, robots are going to be the ones building this on the moon before humans even go up there. So we have to design the robots, we have to design railways, we have to do all of this stuff. And this is just a tiny little baby step towards a human colony on the moon.
Maybe in our lifetime, Haley, if this is done by 2035.
I was going to say, yeah. We'll see. I'd like to see that.
All right, friends, we hope you enjoyed that. Just a bunch of the silly, unexpected, fun things that we have found in SAM.gov and USA Spending. As always, if you have questions or would like more information about any of these things that we covered today, please feel free to reach out to us here at The Pulse. If you get one, you get us all. So thank you so much for watching.
Yes, thank you.